Hello and welcome to Community Chats. Today on the show, I'm here with Rob Taylor, a solution architect here at AWS, talking all things serverless. So Rob, what is serverless?
So serverless is really an operational construct. So a lot of people that I interact with have the kind of misconception that, AWS Lambda is the only serverless product. But in reality, it's basically just saying, I don't want to have to deal with the management of the underlying servers. So for example, in a contact center environment, that might mean I don't want to have to worry about scaling up or down my contact center infrastructure as I'm getting more calls. I just want to have a contact center that runs. Or in a database environment, I just want to be able to handle incoming requests. I don't want to have to think about handling scaling out, failover, that sort of stuff.
Okay, serverless has clearly become very popular recently. Why has it become so popular?
It's because managing infrastructure is actually a very hard problem. Mm-hmm. So previously, customers had, infrastructure teams, operations teams, and as we start moving into these more modern approaches like DevOps, customers can really start to feel the pain of that management and see how it's actually negatively impacting their business and negatively impacting their overall software development lifecycle. So serverless really helps you offload a lot of that heavy lifting to AWS, where you say, hey, AWS, with Lambda, I don't care about the actual underlying server. I just want to know that my code will run when someone calls this API.
Yeah, that does make sense. But when would a customer actually use serverless? Are there specific examples, or can they use it with everything?
So we don't have serverless services for everything, maybe one day. But I do generally take a look at the actual business drivers when I'm considering, why customers should actually use serverless. So, if I'm hearing things like, we have an operationally heavy workload, or we have problems with scaling and problems with high peak traffic and low valley traffic, then suddenly things like serverless start to make a lot of sense. But even for steady state workloads, like a lot of customers are think serverless is only when I have extreme scale, but it's not necessarily the case. Sometimes you just want your code to run. That's all you want your development team to think about is the code, and that makes a lot of sense from a business perspective.
Yeah, that does make sense. Obviously, why it's become so popular. But if a customer is not using serverless at the moment, how do they get started? Is it easy? Do we need a partner, or can they just get started themselves?
So a lot of the times it's actually quite simple. Like with Lambda, it can be a few minutes to set up an API gateway instance and set up a Lambda instance behind it and start using that as an API. We have reference architectures that you can look at in tools like AWS Solutions, or you can take a look at our blog posts, or even GitHub. GitHub's a great resource for a lot of the serverless technology, and you can take a look there. And sometimes, if you do need a partner, it's something that a lot of partners are actually very able to help with. And I'd also recommend getting in touch with your account team and telling them that you're starting to look at this modernization effort. And it's sometimes it becomes a broader conversation about, hey, maybe we need to talk about microservices. Maybe we need to talk about decoupling services and event-driven architectures. I just really encourage you to use all the available resources.
Thank you so much, Rob. Well, guys, next video, we really want to hear from you what you want to hear next about. So let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.